You're watching. Welcome to another edition of Crime Time with DutyRon, a retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years of law enforcement. And if you like all things true crime related from a police perspective, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you will get all things DutyRon when I go live or when I upload another video. Today I'm going to talk about the new interview that was conducted on Candus Wells with Chris McDonough in the interview room. It's a chock full of information, guys. I got to tell you, the TBI and the FBI will definitely have a field day with that interview. I think it's going to help with the investigation, but we're going to get into that in a minute. I want to just first say thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members and all the folks who positively interact in this live stream. This community pays all of the proceeds forward. As you see, when we did the live stream with Equisearch, we were able to send Equisearch $2,000 in donations to help them further their cause in searching for missing people, not just little children, all human beings across the United States and across the world for that matter. So it's because of your contribution to this channel that we were able to send $2,000 to Dave Rader at Equisearch Midwest. And it is a testament to the kind of people that you are. You see, my channel is about educating you from a police perspective, what goes on with behind the scenes investigations. And it is important that we all understand what our roles are here. And for this community, we're about the crime victims, their families, respect, and also sending out the message. Keeping their stories alive is what's important to me. I served and protected for over 20 years. Hi, Sandy. Good to see you. Love and respect to you, Sandy. I served and protect for over 20 years the citizens of the city of New York. These were people who I did not know anything about. I didn't know them. They didn't know me. I put my life on the line. And once I put my shield and ID on the little pillow that they give us over at One Police Plaza and retired, I said, I feel unfulfilled. I feel like I still need to do more. So once I retired, I continued my message and I continued helping people. And here I am today on YouTube approaching 50,000 subscribers, and I am paying it forward on all of the cases that I cover. So that's what the mission and the statement of this channel is. Those of you who have been here know what it is. You know what I do. But at the end of the day, I respect what everybody else does. I respect the mission statements from all creators across YouTube, as long as it's done with respect and dignity for the missing, for the victims, and for their family. That's all that I require. And if people cannot be respectful and not keep the victims and the families at the forefront, then I don't have any use for them. So for me, you're judged by the company that you keep. So I try to keep good company. I try to keep it classy. I try to keep it done with respect. And that's what it's all about. So guys, let's get into it. Thank you to everyone joining, and thank you for all the accolades and all the love in the chat. This Candus Wells and Don Wells, this has bothered me from the beginning. And I have been vocal about it. I mean, I took a lot of backlash. A lot of people said, you're being a little too hard on these two. But I said it from the beginning. And if you go back to my playlist on Summer Wells, this is Notre Dame. This is Notre Dame jersey. So it's not a Jets jersey. I'll give you guys a little look at it. So it's the Notre Dame jersey. Hello from Norway. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you from the UK. So I said right away that I was suspect of Don. I'm suspect of the unit, the family unit. Okay, most husband and wives, in most relationships, they bounce things off of each other, right? I don't know their family dynamics. We're starting to learn about it. We're starting to see the inside. Hello, Joe Murray. Good to see you. There's my friend, criminal defense attorney Joe Murray. my good friend. We have a lot of work to do, me and Joe Murray, but you get to see the family dynamics now that more interviews are being done. Now that more interviews are being done, you know, Chris McDonough is going to be going into the victim's home. He's going to be going into Summer Wells' home with the mother, with permission, obviously, from the mother, and I'm assuming the father. We're going to get a look inside the home. I'm sure that they've had a chance to clean it up and make it presentable, but Chris McDonough is going to give us a look that we would not normally get. So that should be really interesting to see. But what my takeaway was from his interview with Candus, Candus Wells is quite a character. She has told many different versions of this story. By a show of hands here, who has been following it close enough to understand that there's been subtle changes to her story? By a show of hands, by putting a 1 in the chat, let me know if you're on board with that. There's been such subtle changes and some strong changes to the story. And as investigators, as detectives who interview and interrogate people, we home in on that. And, you know, her stories have these subtle changes, and this is what we call, in the investigative world, deception. She is exhibiting deception in so many different ways. She talked about she was backpedaling and trying to cover her ground on why Summer's hands were allegedly up, and then she asked her mom to take that picture, but she took a video because she said that her daddy sleeps like that. Did anybody catch on to that in Chris's interview where she said that, oh, Summer looked cute because her hands were up like this and she was sleeping, and this is how her daddy sleeps? I found that very odd for her to say that, and she's never once said that before. So her mom took, instead of a picture, because she was driving, instead of a picture, she took that video. That to me was her trying to defend why she took that picture / video, and she was trying to justify it. So it seemed kind of strange to me. Another strange takeaway, and there's so many, I'm going to do an in-depth video on this, but I want you guys to hear what she says to Chris. I'm only going to play the audio. I won't show the video. I'll just play the audio of what she said about the hands and how she justified it. And let me know in the chat if you can hear this. So I'm going to play it on my secondary device.
Everything pretty much, trees, flowers, rock. Whatever mom likes, you know, pretty much we talk about.
Let me know if you can hear it.
What's Summer doing? She's like, oh, she fell asleep. I was like, oh, how's she sleeping? And when I look back, because I'm driving, and I look back like this, she had her arms up like this, like her daddy sleeps all the time. Okay. So I wanted to catch that moment. Okay. And it was just things I do. Right. And I was like, here, Mom, hurry up, take that picture. And then she accidentally hit the video record instead of the picture part. Okay. So like, did you catch it? She like, no, I accidentally hit the video part. That's what you get for handing Grandma the camera. Yeah, well, I was driving though. Okay. And
so I like the way Chris befriended her. You know, that's part of investigation 101. It's part of tactics 101 to be let the person who you're interviewing be comfortable with you. You know, you hear these stories about good cop, bad cop, and that works a lot in interview and interrogation. This by no means was an interrogation. This was an interview. He did an interview. So he made her comfortable by putting his hand on her shoulder, by consoling her, by talking to her, and he used all of the tactics in the tool belt to keep her comfortable because you want her to speak freely. So TBI, FBI, they undoubtedly are going to see or ask or look at the unedited version without the bleeps and all of the stuff, and they're going to get a lot of comparison statements. So I like the fact that she is helping them perhaps either dig her hole or undig her hole with these kind of statements. Again, this is not something that I condone for people that have no experience or skills. This is not for just a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, a construction worker, a plumber, a mechanic. You really need to be skilled to do something like this. And at the end of the day, it's not something that I would do. I'm not poo-pooing it, but I'm just saying I did this while I was active. I'm not doing it while I'm retired. So It's just my opinion, and it's no way, don't take it the wrong way. Don't take it as me saying it's not cool. I'm just saying that she's helping to dig her own hole here. And, again, we're here seeing stuff and information that we would never have seen. We would never have heard this. We'd never hear her talk about my kids when Chris pressed her for what happened when she got home, right? When he pressed her for what happened when she got home, she said that the kids were watching TV and sleeping at the same time. So it was just weird, like there's just some oddities about the things that she said, there's just so much to this. This is over an hour long, and at the end of the day, we all have our opinions, and that's what's great about this. I encourage everybody to have an intelligent conversation about these interviews, about what she said to the news, about what she says to Chris, about what Don says to other people who have interviewed him, and all of the different people who have gotten statements from these guys. Because by Don and Candus giving interviews to so many people, it gives the real guys who have to prosecute them if they committed a crime more ammo against them. So this is giving more ammo for the investigators, the real on-duty law enforcement people that are going to take the handcuffs out. Here I go. That are going to take these out and put them on whoever is responsible for taking Summer Wells away and possibly taking her life. So whoever is responsible for that, this is going to give a little bit of opportunity for the investigators to compare the initial statements and the initial interviews and the re-interviews, what she's saying and now how she's changing things about her, what she did and what she didn't do, what was bought, what wasn't bought. There's so much to these interviews. We don't know what TBI or the FBI interviewed and what she said, because they're not releasing that. They keep that close to them so they can do a comparison. We have phone records, we have computer records. She was a TikTok sensation in her own mind. By a show of hands here, who saw all of her TikToks, all of her TikTok videos, right? She was all over the place with TikTok. But yet she says in her interview with Chris, I'm a quiet person. I like to stay to myself. I don't like to be around other people. Well, usually somebody that's like that is not smashing TikToks out 12 and 10 a day or 5 a day. Usually people who say, I'm an introvert. I like to stay to myself. I don't like to be around a lot of people. Like my wife. You guys see, I go to try to put my wife on camera, and she's like, get that camera off of me. My wife's not on TikTok. She's not on social media. She's not on all things showing herself. My wife doesn't like the spotlight. But Candus is trying to tell us that she doesn't like the spotlight, but she's all over TikTok. Doesn't make sense. And she's picking up a 15-year-old kid to come on an adventure that involves her mother going to the hospital and picking up medicine. And she doesn't even like the kid's mother, but yet she's going to drive there and pick the kid up. Like, I don't know, in my world, if someone's parent doesn't like me, I'm not picking their kid up and hanging out with them and babysitting them and allegedly giving them twisted teas and all kinds of craziness. So all of this is hogwash. All of this smells and sounds like real crap. It has all the makings of these cuffs coming out and getting clicked on somebody. And I think it's happening sooner than later. AB, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for the click. By a show of hands, I just got to know, does this annoy anybody when I click these cuffs? I have these handcuffs because I'm in a position where I am a director of security, and I have these handcuffs in case I need to put somebody in them that is stealing from the organization that I work from. I haven't had to use them yet, knock on wood, but I need these. This is part of my job. So it's not illegal to have these, by the way. Okay. All right, most people don't mind these. I take them out because this is like a little prop. This is real. These are real handcuffs, guys. Smith and Wesson. I don't know if you could see it. Smith and Wesson. These are my cuffs that I used while I was on the police department. So these cuffs have gone on many people who have taken other people's lives. I'm confused, says Wendy Walton. Did she say the authorities do not have her phone? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Wendy, I heard the same thing you heard. She said that she was going today. She had something business to take care of on Tuesday. I don't know if that means another polygraph and cell phone. But you know what? I don't think that they wait 38 or 40 days to take a cell phone from her. So I don't buy that. That's another part of her BS. Their TBI is not going to say, you know what, Candus, hang on to your cell phone. We'll get it when we can. No, it doesn't happen that way. That's a new phone. They talk about burner phones. They talk about all the things that most normal law-abiding citizens, I don't know about you, but I've never had to get a burner phone. I never wanted to have a burner phone. I never had a need to have a burner phone. People who use burner phones, in my experience, are criminals most of the time. Not all of them. Don't crucify me for that statement. All right, let me rephrase that. Joe Murray, can I rephrase that? Judge, may I rephrase the question? More people than not that have burner phones are up to no good and not living their life right. A burner phone is a phone that you use to do some nefarious business, cheating, illegal activity, and you discard it. It's got 55 minutes on it, and then when you're done with it, you freaking throw it away. It's a throwaway phone. It's like a throwaway gun, where somebody uses a gun with a scratched off serial number to kill somebody so they don't get detected, which is stupid because every gun has its own tattoo. Thank you for thanking me for my service. Little Red K says, thank you for your service, sir. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for that. Burner phones are used for dirty deeds. Very good. Drug dealers have burner phones. Yes, April. Yes. Obama phones, hashtags burner phones. Perhaps. Paul Peck Drywall, always a pleasure to see you. Guys, I'm feeling a little under the weather. I think I'm coming down with some kind of cold in my sinuses and like a head cold. No COVID. I am fully vaccinated. I know I'll get shit for that from the non-vaxxers, but I don't care. I'm fully vaccinated. I do not think that I have COVID. If it gets to a point where it feels not right, I'll go and get a test. But I think I'm just coming down with some kind of head cold or congestion or whatever. I'm all stuffy and my sinuses are all effed up. So let me just say this. By a show of hands, and I hate to keep doing this because most of you are like, Ron, why do you got to do that? But I like to see who's paying attention. By a show of hands, who saw the live stream I had? Thank you, Police Off the Cuff, for the $20 super chat. How many people saw the live stream with Tim Miller, the founder of Texas EquuSearch? By putting a 1 in the chat, let me know if you saw it. Put a 2 if you really didn't see it, because I will link it down below in the description. I just want to get a poll going. How many of you saw the interview that I did with Texas EquuSearch, Tim Miller? What a good man. What a freaking angel. He is an angel on earth, this guy. A lot of people have seen it. Okay, I was just curious. Okay, Mia didn't see it. You need to go and watch it. You need to go watch Mia. Wow, most people have seen it. Hey, Matty Boy Sully, good. Some people loved it. Okay, I am going to have him come back on, and he is going to have good lighting. He's also going to have a good microphone, and he's going to be in an area where he has, thank you, Messenger, where he has a good connection. And we are going to really talk to Tim about the mission statement of Equisearch. And we're going to talk about his daughter. We're going to talk to him about his daughter. April, thank you. Suzanne Meyer says, how can I send a picture to you private? DutyRon.com. You send me a message there, and I will tell you my email so you can send it to me. All right? So I'm going to have Tim Miller come back on, but I have a really special treat for you guys. My special treat is that I am going to have the lead, the head, the lead searcher, the head of all of the searching on Equisearch Midwest. His lead in all of the searches that they do. She is in charge of coordinating all of the searches and the research. It's a female, and she is going to come onto our show, and she is going to join us to talk about the dogs they use, the technology they use, the background and the investigation that they do to come up with where they search. I think it's important that we all understand how hard and how much work it takes for Texas EquuSearch and Midwest Equisearch to do what they do. We're not going to give away trade secrets because we had an hour-long conversation about it. They're not going to tell the bad guys or bad people about what they do and how they do it. But we're going to give you guys an inside look at some of the challenges and some of the things and the hoops that they have to go through to do what they do. And I think we all will really enjoy that because it's going to give you a look. Like I always say here, California Thunder, welcome to the DutyRon membership. Thank you for joining. Thank you for becoming a member. A couple of other folks became member. California Thunder, to be mentioned one. Hold on, I don't want to end this live. Little Red K's, thank you for becoming a DutyRon Bronze. I appreciate that. So we're gonna bring on some bloodhound searchers. We're gonna have a cadaver dog handler, and we're gonna talk about the limitations. What can a dog do? What can a dog do? What does the dogs do? Where do they look? What are their limitations? Because a lot of us just think we know, but most of us don't know, right? So I think it's important, and that's what this channel is about, educating and finding out from a police perspective, from the professional side of all of my contacts and connections that I have. And now I am hooked straight into Texas EquuSearch. I know the owner. I know him personally now. We have our phone numbers exchanged. I can call Tim. I can call Dave at any time, and they can chime in at any time and give us good, valid, truthful information. Pebbles, welcome to the DutyRon Bronze, and welcome to the family. I love when you support this channel. The memberships, my Patreon supporters, the super chats, they all get paid forward, folks. And if you haven't hung around here and you don't know what this channel is about, stick around and check it out. Look at some of my playlists. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. All one word, DutyRon. And look at the goodness that we do. We definitely put out the information from the police side. This is good, valid information. We give you our thoughts and opinions on what is going on in certain cases, and we also pay it forward with the memberships and with the monetization. I don't pay my bills with YouTube. I have a full-time job and a pension. I don't need to pay bills by making money from this. We sent $2,000 to Texas EquuSearch, to the Midwestern chapter. Hold on, let me acknowledge that super chat real quick. And it came from you guys. It didn't come from me. It came from my channel. Cali Girl number 4, Snoopy. DutyRon, thank you for your service and for all you do for victims and their families. How can I get a hold of you directly? I no longer have IG. DutyRon.com, send me a message and give me your phone number, give me an email on DutyRon.com, and I'll message you gladly, anytime. Special thank you to the replay viewers. Sammy Sosa, Whack at the Ball. Thank you for becoming a channel member, Sammy Sosa. The interview with Chris from the interview room. Controversial. There's people talking about it. There's people that don't like what he did. There's people that like what he did. There's people that are in between. I like to look at everything from a positive side. I feel that what Chris did and what anybody does when they get an interview is give police more ammo to compare their stories. There's many other angles that could be looked at. There are many other angles where people feel that it might be hurtful. But at the end of it all, I feel that it gives the investigators more ammo on Candus, not Kansas, Candus. It gives Candus her statements and Don's statements. Don is talking to all these YouTube people. He's talking to anybody that will listen to him. That's a good way to get yourself to the truth. So it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. My King of Kings, thank you for becoming a channel member. I appreciate that. Listen, there's a lot of love for Chris and a lot of love for a lot of the true crime YouTube channels. I love Linda from It's a Crime, Profiling Evils out there. There's Unmasked. There is Plunder. I could just go on and on. That's the beauty of this. Variety is the spice of life, right? If you don't like what someone's saying, you could just turn the channel and go to somebody else. That's the beauty of this. Hold on. ICU nurse, thank you for your service, and thank you for becoming a channel member. That's the beauty of this. There's so much variety, man. If you don't like a song that's on a radio station, you go like this, shoop, you turn it off. I'm not force feeding myself to anybody. If you want to be here, I welcome you. If you want to be a part of it, I welcome you. But I love that you go around to everybody else and support. I see you guys. I sometimes see you when I'm around, and I love it. I love that everyone's getting different perspectives from different points of view. That's what makes this world great, is that you can have different views from different people from different fields, and different views from the same people in the same fields. Let me get to the super chat. Jennifer McEwen says, thank you for the $5. Hunters using gang signs. I'm going to talk about that. Sometimes initiation is killing. Somehow also would know, get home before him at work. I can't make out that was the rest of that. Something happened. I don't know if you fell asleep while you're on the typing thing, but it was just like, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, man. Let me put these away, because I know someone's going to say about the clicking. So yeah, no need to throw shade to anybody. I'm in no way, shape, or form dogging anybody. I'm just talking. I'm having a conversation with you guys, you know? Thank you, Jeep Girl. You're my favorite as well. Thank you for the super love. So 5P likes the clicking. I just put it away. I was not being kinky, Helen. No. All right, let's do the roll call. I know everybody likes the roll call. Some people don't, but most of you like the roll call. Let me know where you're watching, city, state, or country, and I'll give you the shout out. I'll try to take a peek. Hold on. Girls are blushing. No. Hold on, I'm trying to see. Love Joe Murray. Shout out to AB, Web Sleuths. Yes, there's so many. Dave is not married. He is available. Hello from SoCal. Good to see you from Texas. Colorado, Port England, Ohio. Thank you, Rita, for becoming a channel member. Alabama, South Africa, Idaho, Philly, Pennsylvania, Topeka, Kansas, Kentucky, New Hampshire, Jersey Shore, Michigan, Gaithersburg, thank you, LaGrange, London, California, RDNAC, Kathy, Houston, South Illinois, Rogersville, Tennessee. Man, my prayers go out to Rogersville and the people there. Stephanie, always great to see you. You know, I want to say something about Rogersville, Tennessee. Lancaster, California, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Faith Pascucci, I know I screwed up your last name. Hi, Richella. Much love to you and Lieutenant Pranzo. Hello from Tennessee. Let me tell you something. I want to say something about the great folks in Tennessee. I had a text message conversation with a person, I won't name her name, but she talked to me about the people of Rogersville, Tennessee. And that text conversation on social media is why I'm on social media, because I reached out to her because she made a comment on one of my videos that I shared. And the people of Rogersville, Tennessee are broken up over this. It is a wonderful, close-knit community that is loving and godly. They pray and they go to church. There's a lot of good people in Rogersville, Tennessee, where this all happened. And most of them don't know Candus and Don because they came from Utah. She came from another state, but they were living, I believe, in Utah and transplanted in Rogersville. So picture you living in a community for 25 or 30 years and a new person moves in, and now this tragedy happens. Their kid goes missing. These people are all so upset. and so taken back by it and so confused because nobody has answers. If our heads are spinning, think about those people. Their heads are spinning twice as much because they're scared to let their grandkids go out and play. They're scared to let their children go out to play because they don't know if there's a person abducting children. So this woman told me the people of Rogersville are good people. They're loving people. They're community and family oriented. And they're law abiding, most of them. She said there are pockets of bad. But that's in every neighborhood. That's in every community. You're never going to be living in a place where it's all no crime. Crime knows no boundaries. So if you're living in this facade of that my community and my town is safe, you're sadly mistaken. But this woman reached out to me and I thought it was really moving that she said, you know, we are so hurt by the comments and the shade that's getting thrown to the great people of Rogersville, Tennessee. So I felt so bad. And I prayed with her. And I said, I'm sending you prayers. I'm sending you positive vibes. I'm sending you love from New York. And she thanked me. And she thanked Equisearch for coming in. But you know what? There's another thing that I observed from the conversations with Equisearch. One of my takeaways, and I'll talk to you guys about this with Dave and his lead searcher, is, you know, Candus and Don knew that Equisearch was in their neighborhood. It was no secret. It was all over the news. It was all over the media. It was all over YouTube. You guys that live outside of Tennessee knew Equisearch was coming. Some of the people from here that are in South Africa and outside the country knew that Texas EquuSearch was coming. If you really, really were loving parents and you knew your children were missing, your child was missing, and a team came from Ohio and Indiana and all across the country to come and search for your daughter that weekend, wouldn't you go out and say thank you to them? I'm going to wait and see. I know this is on delay a little bit, but wouldn't you go out and say thank you to those people? Thank you for coming and searching for my daughter. Thank you for loving my family. Guess what? They didn't. They didn't come anywhere near them. And you know what? When Chris McDonough was interviewing her and doing that video, Equisearch was right there. And Candus saw them and didn't say, hold on a minute, I want to go over and say thank you to these people. Dave Rader saw her. Saw Candus being interviewed by Chris. She didn't come over to them. The cars say Equisearch. They're in marked like police cars. What does that tell you, man? Does that tell you that she really cares about her daughter being found? She doesn't want her daughter to be found. How about that? How about that? I just dropped that bomb on you. How about that? That freaking infuriated me. That infuriated me to the 10th degree. That she knew by the news, by YouTube, it's all over everywhere. Those people came in 90 heat index. The team leader, the searcher, said a heat index of over 100 in long sleeve shirts, long sleeve pants, boots, backpacks, hats, overheating, heat exhaustion. And she didn't even say, hold on a minute. The team from Equisearch is here. Let me go over and say thank you to them. What does that tell you? Sickening. Disgusting. If that doesn't sink in, if you can't put two and two together on that one, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay? They were there from Friday until Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 whole days. So if she didn't do it at that point, she could have went to the hotel where they were staying, because that wasn't a secret either. The hotel where they were staying wasn't a secret either. You'd think Don, the loving Christian and godly guy that he is, and Candus would go over to that hotel and say, guys, we love you. Thank you for looking for my daughter. You're risking life and limb. You're risking getting killed. You don't even know me. But thank you. Nope. Mark my words, there will be an arrest soon. Mark my words, there will be an arrest soon. Things that make you go, Now, I don't care what gets shown tonight, what kind of video you see from Chris inside of the house. I don't judge people on the way they live or what they look like or what their economic status is. I judge people on their actions, because actions speak louder than words. My grandmother taught me that. God rest her soul. She died at 101, 1 month shy of 101. My grandmother taught me that actions speak louder than words. And the actions of Don and Candus Wells are clear and evident. I don't care what kind of smoke and mirrors show that she's going to tell you on a video, on a controlled taped video. That doesn't mean shit to me. What means much to me is her actions and what she's doing. So before the pity party comes out and people start feeling bad for her and buy that little bit of crying, because she was crying only because her world was crashing down on her. Her words. Her kids got taken. Her husband's off. Her mom went off to drive some drug dealer to North Carolina, which is another bizarre oddity. She only shed a tear because everything was taken away from her. She's all alone now. So I think I said enough. I think you guys can understand. Let me know in the comments section what you think about her not going and thanking Equisearch. I'd really like to know what you think about that. Let me know down below. And again, these are my opinions. These are my thoughts. These are my investigative look at how these people are acting and what they're doing. It by no means is a representation of what law enforcement has on them. It's by no means any representation of the case file, because I don't have access to it. But what I do have access to is my own thoughts and my own process and my experience hunting evil for 20 years. My process and my thought, when I had people right in front of me that took somebody else's life and they said to me, I didn't do it. And it turns out they did it. That's the experience that I have. So guess what? They stink. Their whole story stinks, and everything about what they're saying stinks. If you don't like it, revert back to this video when it all comes down, and then we'll have a conversation. Either I'll have to apologize to you or you'll have to apologize to me, but I don't think I'll be apologizing to anybody. Guys, love and respect from my house to yours. God bless the world. God bless the United States of America, and God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, and all victims of crime across the world and their families. Thank you for everyone for the support, and I'll see you on the next live stream. It'll probably be in the next day or two with David Rader and his lead search coordinator and some dog handlers. We're going to have a good time. I hope you enjoy it. Much love and respect. Peace, guys.